Welcome to another episode of I'm not good at intros. Today's episode is brought to you by boredom. So I'm on a work trip with Maverick this week, and when we go on work trips, he goes to work and I work in the room. But anyway, I have just been having a hard time with motivation lately, and so I thought today I would do something a little bit different and fun. And I am sure someone has done this already. So I'm going to be very narrow and focused and just focus on what I do, which in this case is watercolor painting. So typically what you guys see me use on my channel is actually my Koi watercolor set. I like it because it's really easy to travel with, and there's an extra little palette piece that comes right out. And so today I was just out and about bopping around town, and I popped into a Five Below. When I saw this at Five Below, this is what gave me the idea. It does come with a little brush pen that you fill up with water. I hate those things though. And I grabbed their synthetic brush mixed media paint brushes. Finally, I got this big old mamma jamma of a watercolor sketchbook. This is 48 sheets, but look how freaking thick that is. That is a chunky baby. We appreciate a chunky baby on this channel. The last thing that I'm going to be using that I don't think should be a problem that I'm using is my own little spray bottle. I didn't want to buy a pencil. I have enough pencils. So let's go. Just kind of reminding me of Sidewalk Chalk a little bit. Well, let's get these puppies activated. And here is my watercolor sketchbook. Okay, let's do some little swatcheroos. Yeah, you definitely gotta clean these puppies off a little before you use them. Start with this red. Okay, honestly, that's kind of what I expected. It's really not very pigmented. Wow, that's really light. It's kind of what you might expect if you mixed chalk and water. Wow, these values are so light. I'm very curious how I could build on them. Wow. See how dark it looks in the pan versus what you actually get on the paper? Oh my goodness. Let's give my Kois a little spritz. Wow, what a difference. All right, so the question though is as well, once the cheap paints are dry, A, can they be reactivated by water? And B, can you layer them? So let's take some of the red and layer over this red. Okay. So it looks like you can build, but it's also very interesting how it seems like no matter what I do, like you are kind of sweeping the pigment. I don't really know the science of how it works with the water, but I know that when you brush and you end up with like a lot of pigment on one side versus the other, that's because the pigment is like a little bit more separate from the water, I think. Like you end up pushing the pigment around instead of it being evenly dispersed. Good to know that we can build. A little bit annoying that we may end up dealing with a lot of hard lines. I'm just gonna take some regular water now and see if I can reactivate this a little bit. All right, let's just do a little side by side for comparison. Over here. Wow. It seriously becomes almost opaque. To whiten / reactivate with water. If I needed to take water out, I just come in with a dry brush. What a difference, huh? What should I paint, you guys? What should I paint? On the way tonight. I feel like we should just make something up. It's been a while since I've just made something up without being prompted by like a client commission or a challenge. Side note, I am pretty pleased with the paper and how it's held up. This is a good little thing to note that Five Below has. This is some pretty substantial papel. Let's just draw a person. Let's just draw a face. How about that? And just to challenge ourselves, let's draw it. Oh goodness, 3/4. I'm also very aware that I need to work on my 3/4 faces. Okay, another thing I'm gonna add is just this, you know, Dixon eraser. Sure, I got it from the Dollar Tree a while back. I feel like by the time I get to drawing mouths, I always end up making them so much poutier than I meant to. Certainly exaggerating the eyes here. What kind of hair do we want her to have? Something's really not right here. Oh, this is kind of embarrassing to be honest. I'm gonna post it. Honestly, I think I'm like really overthinking it, and this is just to test out really cheap watercolors. This is just the epitome of like, when you're like, no, but I can't put my name on that. But this is literally just supposed to be for fun, so let's take that pressure off. I have, after all, been drawing cartoons and mostly cartoon animals for like a month, so let's just be nice to myself. That came out of my head. That came out of my brain. Let's make sure you're still recording. Okay, you are indeed. I'm just gonna freshen up a little honeys over here. Start with this guy. He's proven to be fairly trustworthy. So I'm not really worried about the coloring here because this is so insanely light. Yeah, you see that? I know you guys can already see what's happening here. It's breaking up. How on earth are you supposed to do a wash like this? It is maybe something I should have tested. Oh man, that's bad. That is blotchy as all get out. Smoothing it out best I can, like I just put some makeup on her. There is our extremely rough first layer. Now I am gonna go in with my round because I feel more confident and controlled with this one. I think I'm going to add some purple to my skin color here. Just building up color. Oh gosh, that's scary. Oh, that's rough. Oh gosh. We're gonna do a little bit more skin buildup. I also think I generally need to be much bolder with my color, and I think I'm kind of wimping out here. So I'm gonna make some decisions that I can't take back. And we are gonna just see how it goes. All right. Wow, this is not as intuitive as I had hoped, but that's okay. I'm really making it look like she's just wearing war paint. Tell me how people do this. How do people, if you guys are out there, because I am always like such a monochrome painter when it comes to skin, and I don't like vary my tones very much, but I always love people who can paint skin with like so many different colors, and you can just tell they're like freaking enjoying themselves, man. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna put some yellow in here. That was not purposed at all. That's probably part of it. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, we got this. We got this. I'm not worried about it. You worried about it? Well, the other thing is I didn't dry that between layers, so it's just bleeding like crazy, but yeah, that's okay. Okay, let's take some water and just like blend these out. You guys know what I mean, where like, you know, someone will paint skin and they're using like, it's kind of abstract, but they're using like pinks and greens and blues and like all these different colors. I mean, they're probably also using better mixing paints, and they're probably not going blind like I am. Wow, that's really bad. That is really bad. Okay, so let's do a little like actual outlining these eyeballs right here. I mean, I know that I can't really I can't blame too much on the paint. This is a lot of it is just me being a dodo. The paint is not helping. This is so bad. Okay, you got it, Laura, you got it. I think what's important here for you guys to note is that I still posted this. I believe in being real. Oh, she had a bit of a late night. Oh, baby. Let's get you some coffee. Try and keep them fairly natural. Let's give her green eyes. That's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's terrifying. I know I had like exaggerated the eye before, but this is just bad, you guys. I'm gonna try out this like angled brush for no good reason. Maybe the less water the better here. It feels like that's a little more pigmented. Maybe just a splash of red and a tiny little blip of blick. So we're gonna just, this is just our first block of color. Let me just clarify that. I mean, even when I'm using better paints, I always lay down a preliminary, like where you just block out the colors. So I made her hair a little big on that side, didn't I? Yes, I did. You gotta be kind of aggressive with these paints, but then they do a little bit more for you, albeit not that much more. Let's give her a blue shirt. We haven't really used much blue, and I'm just gonna go straight in. I'm not gonna mix it with anything because I'm already tired of doing this painting. I'm gonna have to show you guys photos of my professional work after this because this is not what it looks like. I forgot this poor girl needs some eyebrows. Why did I go so far in on that side? Beats me, honey bun. Give her some makeup with this little tiny brush because I never used the little, well, that's not true. But usually if there's a black line to be made, I just use my pen. This is a little bit rough as far as tiny brushes go. Wow, that's exceedingly bad. That she just, her pupil popped. It just popped right up. Yeah, I'm definitely phoning it in now. I'm sorry. You deserve better. And I hope if nothing else that you've been entertained. This is a big hit to my confidence. I'm not really a great athlete, but I am a great sport. Okay, I can lose with the best of them, and I am more than happy to laugh at myself. So don't you even worry about me. I'd say the area I went south the fastest was certainly trying to get all multicolored in the face there. That's certainly been the most humbling part of this experience. All right, let's try this off. Just try and see how much line work can help it. This is the Faber-Castell Pitt pen. I like using the ones with the smaller nibs because I can get a little more detail, but here we're just gonna see what we can rescue. And I am going to outline her face and stuff. This can be one of the most rewarding parts of doing watercolor illustration once you add the lines, but I guess that also depends on your style and if you've if you've done well in general. I think that's relevant. We're actually rounding out the iris and the pupil. so that even if they're wrong, at least they're even. We're just gonna keep these eyebrows simple. We're not doing anything crazy with them. Wow, that was a real shaky hand move. It's as if I have forgotten everything I know about anatomy. I just want it to be over. We gave up on trying a while ago. I think part of it is like, no one's eyelids are shaped like that. No offense to you if your eyelids totally are shaped like that. You guys, I didn't know I could make it worse. Look at all that yellow on her forehead. That's rough. I call this girl in blue t-shirt. That's the first time I've seen it head on. Jinkies. Will you guys just bear with me? I just need to restore my confidence. So I'm just gonna speed through this one. A, because I don't have all the footage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And B, because this was not supposed to be necessarily a comparison challenge, just more to see what I could do with the cheap watercolor supplies. And I don't really think I proved much to myself. So I kind of want to give it another go. Let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that. But otherwise, thank you so much for hanging out today. And I will see you guys next time. Felt like I had everything on point, and then I stood up and just watched my head stretch. So that was funny.